In this little pill is the world without pain, because this world needs changing. And since I'm not in pain, I'm going to put this over there. I've watched 3 episodes and they managed to take me on their emotional journey. The story is about the family, Usher, and how they are cursed. It's a rich family, which wasn't always like that. They slowly built their empire based on that, which is a controversial topic in itself. And we managed to get to know the characters because it all ends up in tragedy. They all die, which is obvious from the very beginning of the story, so no spoilers there. When it started, when I watched the first episode, I was like, ooh, this is different. This is like not something I have seen before. It had its perfect mix of being dark with a bit of humor, just balancing the dark humor, which I personally really adore and I find it super entertaining. Um, and yeah, it was with a slow burn. It was an excellent storytelling. So it was slowly taking you into the family history and what happened, and you were really curious. It left you at the cliffhanger at the end. Also, the opening scene made sense at the very end of the first episode. It's suddenly like, oh, I get it now, I get it. So that was super exciting. And after watching, the first episode, I honestly thought like, wow, this show it's different. It gives me this feeling like it's a different angle. It's dark. It's uh, sort of realistic, but having this element of like a fairy tale to it, but still not too crazy to not believe it. So I was thinking, ooh, the balancing act, it's mastered. By the second episode, we were getting to know the individual characters a little bit more, a little bit deeper. And it was a bit of a slowdown. It made sense, but yeah, I would find it a little bit boring. And also, when the first episode came out, it was saying like 18 plus. There was like drugs and sex and violence, and it was not that obvious from the first episode. I was like, no, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess there were elements of it. Yeah, but the second episode, it made sense. There were much more risque, and yeah, the references were there, which was okay. It did feel like they wanted to be a little bit controversial just for the sake of being controversial. And I feel like sometimes those shows right now they have to so-called take the boxes. So a lot of characters were, thrown with their backstory and I don't know, their sexuality or how they looked and um, what they represented just for the sake of everyone being represented, which I sometimes find it's a bit forced for those shows. And there were moments where I was like, is that really necessary for that character to be like that? So that was my concern. But as I said, it was okay. It was a bit more boring. But by the third episode, I decided, you know what it is? It just gives me this feeling of like a cautionary tale. It's morality teaching thing, what's good, what's bad, and suddenly you have this character that follows all the other characters throughout the show just to punish the bad guys and acknowledge the bad behaviors, and you have a chance to change your ways. You don't, okay, you die. I was like, that is cliche, that is predictable, and it's not something we haven't seen before. Because the promise I've got from the first episode, I was thinking, okay, this is going to be different. It's not going to follow, this thought pattern. But by the third episode, I just felt like, there you go. We've seen it before. Yes, you are bad and you are, I don't know, I can't tell you too much, but you are doing those bad things, so now you are going to be punished for it. And that I found a little bit disappointing. Like, as I said, it was a cliche. So that's why yeah, I give up after the third episode. Um, when it comes to acting, when it comes to storytelling, and the pictures, the frames, the quality, the costume, the character development, yes, it is all good. Don't get me wrong, it is. It is really well done with its quality. It is just I wasn't buying the story by the third episode. And I found it disappointing. I thought the show will go in a different direction. I mean, maybe there is a plot twist. If there is, guys, please leave the comment. I will come back to it. But it would be really interesting to hear your thought, your take on that. If you've seen the show, leave the comment. Remember to subscribe, and there are more reviews coming out later. Take care. Bye.